don't ever make room for something new, when it's time for provision, they don't even know to look for provision, because in their eyes, they have no space. They have no room for anything because they're holding on to something in the past. And I'm telling you, this is my motivation. This is my encouragement. This is my inspiration. This is my momentum to let go of the past. God is doing something special, but it's important that you make room for it, because transition is coming whether you like it or not. Seasons of change is coming whether you like it or not. And this is what God has to say when he's ushering in transition, when he's ushering in a new season, when he's moving you from an old place to a new place. And it's beautiful. This is in Isaiah chapter 43, verse 18. Do not remember the former things. So powerful. Don't even remember the former things. Don't consider the former things. The next verse says over that, don't even ponder on things of the past. Don't even meditate on it. He says, listen carefully. I am about to do a new thing, and now it will spring forth. But will you not be aware of it? Another translation says, do you not perceive it? I will even put a road in the wilderness and rivers in the desert. Another translation says, I will make a way in the wilderness. And I've come to believe now, my walk with Christ, he is the way. But what's so beautiful, I'm telling you what's so profound about this is, when God's doing a new thing, when God is getting ready to usher in something new, he knows what he's doing. The question is, do you perceive it? The question is, do you see it? He's just said it here. I love this. Listen carefully. I'm about to do a new thing and it's getting ready to spring forth, but will you not be aware of it? If you're not aware that something new is coming, you never make room for the new. If you never make yourself aware of something new that's coming, you never prepare yourself. And unfortunately, God was showing me how many people hold on to the old. Because the old that's their landing place. That's their place of refuge. And watch this. Although it feels more comfortable to stay in what's familiar, it's dangerous. And you're missing out on so much beauty that God has for you. I'll say this and then I'm done. My own personal experience where, God was doing so much in my life in this time of my life. He was changing so much. So much around me was changing. I was losing people. I was being separated from people. So much of my world has changed, and I literally told myself, I said, God, I don't even know who I am anymore. I can't even recognize myself. And I said to myself, I need to get away. Like, I just need to get away. I need some time for me. I need to just focus. I need to reset. And I said this to myself, this is years ago, and watch this now. I started to think maybe I should do things that made me feel connected to me back in the day. So that meant old music. Let me listen to some old songs that made me feel like myself. Let me go watch things that from my childhood or my young age, which is good and has its context. But I mean, like some things from my past. Let me watch that made me feel connected to my old self. I was trying to find things that made me connect with my old self, because I thought that was going to be the way in that time of my life that I was going to find myself again when God was changing so much around me. And I know I'm talking to somebody, so listen clear, watch this. I was on my walk and God showed me, he said, son, forget the old, but embrace the new. The temptation is always to go backwards. And he gave me revelation on why he's so serious about don't think about the past no more. Consider not the past. Don't even ponder on it. Don't worry about it. Why? Because I'm doing a new thing and I need you to embrace this new thing, because this new thing is better. This new thing is greater. We go from faith to faith and glory to glory, but familiar is our comfort zone. And I want to say this, it seems hard, but let's call it out. The hard really is, it's just uncomfortable. The hard really is, it's just new. The hard really is, you don't know what's next, so you don't feel secure. you don't feel as prepared as you want, so you don't feel confident. But it's such a beautiful thing to know that God is doing a new thing in our lives. It's such a beautiful thing to know that God has a story, a plan, intentions, even concerning us. In a world as big as it is, and there's so much is going on in our lives, the fact that we are factored into this plan. The new you will always be greater than the old you. But the encouragement is, or the motivation is, what God is doing in this other season, like the scripture that everybody loves, what he has coming, what he has prepared, is nowhere in comparison to the pain and the struggle and the tears and the trial and the suffering that we've been through. The sufferings of this present time is in no comparison to the glory that's getting ready to be revealed. And let me say this, so that we have a sober conclusion to this. You're going to have many transitions on earth, but the greatest transition is when you cross over to heaven.